Hey, RetconRaider here. Today's video is dedicated to Takumson. Thanks for your support. That said, let's get started. And welcome back to episode 90. We're currently on our way back to Dornan to turn in our latest contract, but it turns out the city's under attack by Noxeror. Let's see if we can do something about that. Okay, looks like we're up against 14 Noxeror, so this should be pretty easy. It'll make a nice warm-up fight before we get into something more serious. Looks like it's nothing but smaller, weaker Noxeror, so we'll try to make this quick. Fox takes down 2 Noxeror with his opening salvo. Bunny takes down another Noxeror. Then she cripples 2 more. Mark takes out a 4th Noxeror. Let's get the frontliners in there. I got moves in. Efficiently finishing off 2 wounded Noxeror. The rest of the raiders follow Igot's example, charging into the flock of Noxeror with reckless abandon. Looks like we've got 1 large Noxeror in play. Nothing to worry about just yet. Potato picks off a smaller Noxeror with a well-placed arrow. Fox takes 1 out as well. The rest of our archers lay down some steady fire, injuring several of the ghouls in the flock. Igot finishes off yet another ghoul with his dagger. Rondus tears through the flock with his greatsword, killing 2 and maiming a 3rd. Eraton drops the largest and hungriest of the beasts with a well-placed throwing axe. Moving into round 3, we're almost done. Fox shoots down the second to last Noxeror. There we go. Igot moves in and cuts down the last of the flock. No level ups, of course, and it looks like Igot and Fox are tied for MVP. We won't even bother with these Noxeror teeth. Okay, let's get back to Dornan. You find Sigurd of Dornan nestled into his chair, holding a candlelight close to a well-worn scroll. He talks without looking up. "My problem, did you take care of it?" You nod. "I wouldn't be standing here if I hadn't." Sigurd of Dornan tips a hand to the corner of his desk. "Your payment, as agreed upon." Well, a nice, efficient transaction for once. Alright, we need to hit the market, but we might as well check out this contract first. It's only a 1 skull, so I'm expecting something pretty basic. You find Count Balin von Rabenholt looking at a pile of maps, sifting through them with the very tools used to draw them in the first place. He looks up, a cartographer's strained look on his face. "My scribes have handed me these maps, telling me that they found a place named Tomb of the Great Seer. It is said to hold immense power somewhere in its halls, or corridors, or, whatever it is that is there." You raise an eyebrow, but the man persists. "Look, my scribes honestly believe that whatever is there might help us find a solution to this undead scourge, but they've also told me that others are seeking it out. I need you to get there before anyone else." Huh. Okay, so it's actually something related to the undead crisis. I guess we'll take it. Okay, let's see where we're headed. There it is. Alright, I'll take care of some quick off-screen trading, and then we're headed back to Holness Land. Welcome back. We're just outside of Holness Land, and aside from an encounter with a single suicidal bandit leader, the trip was pretty uneventful. We're at the tomb, so let's get what we came for. As you approach the tomb of the Great Seer, soft whispers pass you by. "A daring little man you are to come here, but you are just a mere specimen. Fear will fill your heart until there is no room for anything more, and then you will die. So it is, so it will be." Bunny turns a finger in her ear. "Did you say something, sir?" You shake your head and hurriedly tell the men to prepare for anything. Okay, this doesn't look too bad. We just need to be careful with those necro-savants, especially since we're in swamp terrain. Well, we definitely lucked out on terrain. Let's start pelting these guys with arrows. It won't do much health damage, but it will knock off big chunks of their armor. It'll take the skeletons a couple of turns to reach us, but once they do, the necro-savants won't be far behind. We need to be ready to protect our archers. Okay, we've got Sir Skelebit and Dominic watching the rear. Now we just need to close ranks on the front line. There we go. Round 2. We've got contact. It's on now. Our guys on the front line shouldn't have any trouble with those skeletons. It's really the necrosavants we have to watch out for. Whoops. Okay, we'll have to deal with that. Vlad efficiently destroys the first of the skeletal auxiliary. Our rearguard remains on high alert. Kairon readies his spear. Janos takes out another skeleton. And here come the necrosavants. Okay. Looks like they decided to focus on Woe. I really thought they'd go after the archers first. Woe lands a nasty hit on one of the necrosavants, then he quickly switches off to his shield. Dominic quickly moves to support Woe, landing a solid hit with his new sword. Round 3. Oh. Okay, Woe just lost half his armor, but otherwise he seems fine. It also looks like the other necrosavant decided to go after Janos. That's a weird decision, but I'm certainly not complaining. Both Washtek and Fox are under immediate threat, so we need them to fall back. But that's also going to make them more vulnerable to the necrosavants. We'll just have to play this by ear. Alessandro puts an arrow through one of the necrosavants. Sir Skelebit moves up, destroying one of the skeletons and quickly filling the gap in our line. Woe tears into a necrosavant with his dagger. Roderick smashes one of the undead auxiliary. Dominic engages the necrosavant on the south. But he can't land a hit. Janos clubs a necrosavant with his great hammer, throwing it off balance. Washtek and Fox fall back into formation. There it is. We knew that was coming. Oof. Fox just took a pretty nasty hit, but fortunately it barely got through his armor. Okay, let's bring out the long axes. Nice. Alessandro takes someone out with his first swing. Bunny takes out another skeleton. Angie pushes a Necrosavant to death's door. Sir Skelebit hops the line, taking on both Necrosavants at once. Woe destroys one of the Necrosavants with his billhook. Nicely done. Wojtek lands a solid hit on the other Necrosavant, but it's not quite enough to get the job done. Fox puts an arrow through the Necrosavant, pushing it to the brink of death. Vlad slashes wildly with his dagger, destroying 2 of the skeletons on our northern flank. Roderick crushes 2 more skeletons with his greatsword. Janos hops the line, turning his back on a skeleton to go after a Necrosavant instead. Looks like the Necrosavant's going after Woe again. I guess he must have the lowest melee defense. Alessandro cuts down another skeleton. Dominic takes out the last skeleton on the south. There we go. Woe finally takes out the Necrosavant with his billhook. I think he actually got both of them. Alright, at this point we've basically won the fight. All we have to do is clear out the last couple of mooks. Janos takes out the second to last foe. Okay, I guess we're moving into round 6. Wojtek lands one last hit and finally brings the fight to an end. Still no level ups. And it looks like Roderick and Vlad are tied for MVP. The loot's mostly vendor trash, but at least we got 1,000 gold worth of treasure items. We've got room, so we'll just grab everything. You hold the artifact, using a cloth between it and you, lest its powers seep into your very flesh. Of course, it just looks like a fancy hunk of stone, but there's no harm in being careful. Count Balin von Ravenholt should be happy to see it, and he can hold it any way he wants as far as you're concerned. We have what we came here for. Time to head back. Okay, like the narrative text said, it's time to head back to Dornan. We'll stop by Holness Land first to do some trading, and then we'll be on our way. We're on our way to Dornan, but as usual, we've run into a group of bandits lurking just off the road. The undead crisis has destroyed most of the guard patrols, so that means it's up to us to protect the local trade routes. Although they're not the most obvious threat, bandits can actually be pretty dangerous during the undead crisis. Every time they destroy a passing trade caravan, it directly reduces the amount of supplies available at whatever town that caravan was headed to. That means if the player wants to stay resupplied, they need to clear the roads whenever they get the chance. Anyway, you know the drill by now. We'll let their front line move up, and then we'll start picking off their archers. Okay, let's do some damage. Mark gets us started, shooting a crossbowman in the chest. We've also got the bandit leader in sight, but we shouldn't really have any trouble with him. Rowan puts a crossbow bolt through another bandit's chest. Rondus wades into battle, readying his greatsword. He tears through the enemy formation, gutting one bandit and crippling another one's arm. Eraton lands a couple of throwing axes, cleaving a bandit's neck open. Kairon lands a glancing hit with his spear, then cripples a bandit's arm with his dagger. Reinhardt takes out one of the bandits on the north, then quickly falls back into formation. Belfontaine finishes off a badly wounded bandit, then lands a glancing hit on another one. Washtek puts an arrow through a crossbowman's shoulder. Potato shoots the same crossbowman through the side. Alessandro finishes off the badly wounded crossbowman, then cripples another one's hand. Round 2. Belfontaine takes a light hit. Nothing to worry about just yet. Mark lands 2 glancing hits, putting the bandits on the defensive. Wow. Washtek fires off 3 shots, killing a bandit with each one. Potato pierces another bandit's chest. Woe destroys a bandit's armor. I Got finally wades into battle, decapitating a fleeing bandit. Eraton lands another glancing hit, breaking a bandit's morale. Belfontaine quickly stabs the bandit through the arm and chest. Kairon cuts down one of the bandits on the south. Brondis makes his move, decapitating a wounded bandit, then killing a second bandit with his follow-up. Looks like the bandits are finally fighting back. Not that it's really going to help them at this point. Wajtek shoots down another fleeing bandit. Mark shoots off the last crossbowman's ear. Woe moves up, crippling a bandit's arm. I Got brutalizes another bandit, slicing open his ribcage, crippling his arm, and shattering his morale. Kairon stabs a bandit in the chest. Oh, and there's the Wiedergangers. They're not really much of a threat, but they will slow us down a little. Potato mows down two more bandits, including the last crossbowman. Alessandro kills the last bandit on the south. Wajtek pierces the last bandit archer's chest, breaking his morale. Rowan moves up and shoots a brigand swordsman through the arm. Eraton stabs the bandit leader through the chest and side. Reinhard destroys a freshly risen Wiederganger. Moving into round 5. Wajtek takes out another Wiederganger. Then he puts an arrow through the wounded marksman's side. I Got stabs a bandit through the leg, putting him on the brink of death. Woe cuts down the last of the Wiedergangers. Reinhardt takes out the last bandit on the north. Kairon finishes off the bandit marksman. Now we just need to take out their leader. We've got another zombie on the field, but the archers can take care of that. There we go. The bandit leader's on the defensive, but really, he's just delaying the inevitable at this point. Okay, Reinhardt lands the fatal blow, and we're done here. Looks like Wojtek's up a level. Congratulations. Which makes sense, I guess, because he's also MVP with 5 bandit kills. Nicely done. The loot's nothing special, but at least we'll get some gold for it. I'll go through this stuff off screen, and, as usual, we'll pick up here next time. See you then. Hey, RetconRaider here. Well, today was another relatively eventful day for the Raiders. While we didn't get much in the way of loot, we did get through 3 more fights, against 3 completely different types of enemies. While it wasn't really much of a challenge, this did actually show a pretty nice cross-section of what the undead crisis is like. The main threat is obviously posed by the Fallen Legion itself, but you also have to worry about the bandits and ghouls that are trying to take advantage of the situation. There's not much point in destroying the Legion if everyone gets killed and eaten in the process. Anyway, next time we'll head to Dornan to complete our current contract. Much like with the Orc invasion and Noble War, our primary means of ending the current crisis is by completing those contracts. We can also make a little progress by destroying undead patrols and taking out undead strongholds, but it's a lot more effective to just focus on finishing contracts. Of course, we were lucky that we got to start off with an easy one. We'll probably be seeing much more difficult contracts in the future, which will not only involve fighting legionaries and honor guards, but also an entirely new type of enemy, the Fallen Priests. The Raiders have done pretty well so far, but I get the feeling that things are about to get bloody. This is RetconRaider, signing off. Thanks for watching. Oh, and remember, although I do love playing Battle Brothers, you can find out more about the game by visiting the official website, or the FanRun Wiki. Links are in the description.